because that is who we've got next, Luke. So what's your kind of thoughts going into this game? What do you take from it?
It's a lot different than it ever has been before. I think it's very similar to like what we spoke about conceding late on. Like I would say I was pretty confident against Chelsea. When I look at not the name Chelsea, right? When I look at the players that are on the pitch and and how Pochettino is dealing with the fact that they've signed 50 million players and spent £500 million or whatever it is. But you look at that squad, and I probably couldn't name you half of their starting lineup that will start for the weekend, because either they change it or because there's so many new players, I've absolutely no idea who half of them are. But anyway, my point is that going into this game, I would say I was pretty confident. The only part of me that isn't confident is that same part that was worried that we might have conceded again late on and drawn the game. It's the same part of me that knows going up against Chelsea, it's never going to be an easy game. But one of the other things to think about is that all of these players that have played at Spurs over the years and that have struggled against Chelsea and that kind of have that fear about this fixture, how many of them are actually left in this squad? How many of them are still there that are going to be going into this game with any experience over that fixture? If you look kind of around the park and you look at, you might look at Porro, Son, who else are we looking at in that
Romero?
Squad? Yeah, maybe Romero. You've got maybe 3 players there, right? The rest of that team haven't experienced that and have a fresh mind when it comes to going into that. I think that's why that also helped us going into the North London derby as well. I think that you can look at any fixture and say, how can they, worry about a fixture that they've never been a part of? And someone's told me to spit it out, so I'll probably end it there.
No, I think you're right, though, in a sense that, like you said, they haven't really experienced that. So they're not going to necessarily, they're going to know what it means to us, but they're not going to know the toxic nature of it. I mean, Luke, the fact that Pochettino is obviously coming back to the Tottenham Stadium in itself is going to be a massive statement for us to go over and prove and get the job done, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And I think that, we have to respect, to a certain degree what Pochettino has done, but then we also have to look at it in the same sense and say, you said you would never go and manage Arsenal. You said you would never go and manage Barcelona. I think Chelsea falls into that same bracket. And I think once you cross that, very precarious line, I think you have to look at any relationship and say, it was nice knowing you. See you later.
And I think as well, Harry, I think as much as it's going to be a game for us fans in the sense that we want to get this done against Pochettino, I also think it's a good time to also bury it now and move on, isn't it, if we get this win over the line?
Yeah, absolutely. And, I've seen lots of people debating whether to clap or cheer him or not, and that baffled me. I had to go away and think about it for the day, thinking, hang on, what have I just read here? People considering cheering Pochettino. Whatever you make of the job he's done, he has, like Luke rightly says, crossed that line. He never said he would go to Chelsea, but for me, that's in the same category as Arsenal. We're talking about a big London rival. But what I find baffling most of it, he went through the Battle of the Bridge himself. He was involved with the pushing and shoving. He was in the middle of it all. He was dishing it out. He was taking it. So I find that baffling that he's done that, because he could have said no. It's him at the end of the day. I get that perhaps he was annoyed with Levy. I wanted to kind of, send a message to him, if you like. But for me, I don't forgive him for that. And I'll absolutely be booing him because I'm there myself. You want to make it hostile for your London rivals. And, that includes the manager. And they thought by all means should be taunting, etc. Maybe after the game, Hollie, we put it to a side. But we're facing Chelsea right now, especially if we batter them, then it should absolutely be rubbed in. Because, I don't think his job's that secure, because we know what Chelsea are like with sacking managers, with or without Roman Abramovich. Todd Bowley's proven that with Potter. I think he was still quite brutal with that. For me, it's very, very simple. He's booed. Yes, he probably done some good things at Tottenham. But at the end, it's different. If perhaps he's won 4 Premier League titles with us, it's different. There's respect there, but I don't have respect for someone who's gone to a rival and knows what that will do to a fan base. So for me, I think he needs to find out what it means to us on Monday. I'm ready to go.
I love it, man. I love it. But Brian, I want to get your final thoughts on the game. Obviously, we've mentioned some star players. What do you kind of think is going to go down? Obviously, they're not in great form at the moment. They did lose at the weekend. So saying that obviously puts us into good stead. So what are you going to take from the game? What do you think is going to happen going forward?
There are a couple of good facts about this game. Well, first of all, Chelsea in every game they've lost have had a higher expected goals than the people that they've lost to. They just can't score. They play well, they just cannot score. And the best thing about it, just when Poch knows what's coming his way, I would have thought, listen, I'm going to have my assistant manager, my right hand man, by my side to be there to make sure I don't take it to heart. He got a red card against Brentford, so he'll be on the bench. So he'll be in the stands. So Pochettino has got it all coming his way, and rightfully so. But the thing that gets to me about this is people got to remember we didn't even. I didn't want him. I did not want him at the club. Made it very vocal. We didn't even make a move for him. You know, if we had come in for him and Chelsea had gone in for him and he would chose Chelsea, then huge amount of daggers. We didn't go in for him, whatever. He still shouldn't have gone there. He has crossed the line. He had blatantly crossed the line. But everyone was singing for him and going, oh, we love Pochettino, we want him. Oh, we want him, he's magic, he's magic. And now he's gone over there, all of a sudden, by the by. The most important thing for me, this is the hottest ticket of anyone who's got a season ticket. I will always say the North London Derby is the be-all and end-all of White Hart Lane. This season is this game, because of everything that gets chucked in with it. What the players, I mean, the fans, I think this is going to be the best. This season, that stadium has been electric. I think this game coming is going to be bigger than the 3-0 against the Filth with Conte for atmosphere. This is the game. The players have got to make sure they don't take that and think, right, this is out like a battle of the bridge. This is right. We're top of the league. This is another game. We've got to go out and do our thing. And if Destiny's there, then Destiny being there is so important, is vital. Absolutely pivotal for me for that game. If you look at it, I don't think there's an area in the pitch right now that they're stronger than us. Not a single, like as a unit. They may have a player who's outperforming whatever, but right now our defence is better than theirs and our defence is better than their attack. Just everything we are better at right now. And there's no getting it. The facts, the stats don't lie, the performances, the results. If Tottenham go in, as in the players go, right, this is just another game. Yes, it's a big one. It's the Spurs Chelsea derby, and they play like they've been playing. I have got no doubt in my mind this is a Spurs victory. Maybe not as comfortable as Adrian thinks with a 4-1. I'd love it. I'd absolutely love it. But I think if Tottenham can turn up and do what they've been doing, there's only one result, and it's a Spurs win.
Oh, I can't wait. At home as
What is
well.
going on with
Amazing.
me?
I know. It's a madness. I'm loving it. It's so much better than the therapy sessions last season. I love all the positive talk. Hopefully that we do manage to get the business done.